Do you remember the last time someone told you a story that you actually wanted to listen to? A story that made you laugh or think or lean in closer?
Those stories are not random. There is a structure, a technique, a way of using language that makes people care.
I'm Maya, and my partner is Ryan. And today we are talking about one of the most underrated skills in English, the ability to tell a story about something that happened.
Which sounds simple, but it is not. Because you might know past tense perfectly. You might know all the grammar rules. But telling a story that actually engages someone, that is different.
Many English learners know this feeling. You start telling a story, and halfway through, you realize this is not working. The words are stiff, the energy is gone, people are checking their phones.
By the end of this episode, you will understand why that happens. And more importantly, you will know how to fix it.
This is a B2 level conversation about language that sounds natural. We are going to talk about past tense, about technique, about the small choices that separate a good story from one nobody remembers.
And we have real examples. Because the best way to understand storytelling is to hear it in action.
Ryan, when you tell a story in English, what feels easy? What feels difficult?
The easy part is the simple sequence. I went here, I did this, I saw that. That feels natural.
And the difficult part?
The moment you add background information, the past continuous, and suddenly you have to choose. Do I use simple past or past continuous? And the moment you start thinking about grammar, it sounds wooden.
So, simple past is the main events, and past continuous is the background. Is that right?
Exactly. But here's the thing. Native speakers do not think about it this way. They just feel which one belongs. The rain was falling when I arrived. She was walking down the street when she saw him. These come naturally.
So, you cannot learn it by rules. You have to train your ear.
Yes, and you do that by listening to stories, a lot of stories. Then when you tell your own story, your mouth already knows the rhythm.
What about time markers, like first, then, after that?
Time markers are a tool. They clarify sequence, but too many, and it sounds like a textbook. You need to know when your story is clear without them, and when you need them to avoid confusion.
So basically, do not over-explain. Trust your listener to follow.
Exactly. Your listener is probably smarter than you think. They can fill in small gaps.
And that confidence changes everything. When you trust your listener, you tell a different kind of story.
A story that feels like sharing, not teaching.
But grammar is only one piece, because I can tell a grammatically perfect story that is completely boring.
I went to the store. I bought milk. I came home.
Exactly. So what actually makes a story interesting?
Detail. Specific sensory detail. Not the cafe was nice, but the espresso machine was hissing. There was jazz playing very softly. Every table was full, and someone was arguing quietly in Italian in the corner.
Now I can see it. I can hear it. I am there.
And dialogue. Actual words people said. Not, I told her something funny and she laughed. But I said, did you actually believe him? And she just looked at me like I was insane.
Dialogue makes it real. Suddenly there are other voices, not just you narrating.
And the hardest part? Emotional honesty. Why does this story matter? Not the events, the meaning.
Is that something you say at the end or throughout?
Both. You can weave it in. I was terrified at the time, but now I realize I was overreacting. Or you build to it. By the end, I understood something I had been missing the whole time.
So the best stories have a shift. You start one way and end different.
Yes,
The listener wants to know not just what happened, they want to know what it meant to you, what changed.
What are the biggest mistakes English learners make?
Over-explaining the background. You set the scene for 5 minutes before anything interesting happens.
People tune out.
Completely. The trick is jump to the interesting part first, then go back if you need to.
What else?
Too much reported speech. I told her that I thought the situation was strange, instead of, I said, this is so strange, right? Direct speech is always more engaging.
Because you are recreating it, not describing it.
Exactly. And losing the thread. You tell one story, then remember another story, then add another. Your listener gets lost.
Guilty. I do that constantly.
Most people do. The solution is knowing your core moment before you start. What is the heart of this story? Everything else supports that.
And then the rhythm. You said earlier that fluency is not speed.
Yes, fluency is rhythm. Knowing when to go fast and when to slow down. When to pause, when to emphasize a detail. Native speakers do this naturally.
And pauses are powerful. Silence is part of the story.
Exactly. Do not be afraid of silence. It gives your listener time to catch up, time to feel the moment.
So we have talked about grammar, about technique, about common mistakes. I think we should look at some of the specific vocabulary that helps storytellers.
Absolutely. Let's jump into the word tour.
Welcome to the word tour. 8 B2 words that unlock storytelling ability.
These are not just vocabulary. They are the language of narrative structure, technique, and craft.
First, vivid. Vivid means bright, clear, so specific and detailed that the listener can almost see or feel it.
Example 1, her description was so vivid that I felt like I was there.
Example 2, vivid details beat vague adjectives every single time. Repeat. Vivid. Vivid.
Next, recitation. A recitation is speaking something from memory, often without emotion or engagement.
Example 1. Reading poetry as a recitation makes it sound flat.
Example 2. Storytelling should never sound like a recitation. It should sound like genuine sharing. Repeat. Recitation. Recitation.
Next, dialogue. The actual words people say to each other, direct speech in a story.
Example 1. The dialogue made the characters feel real and alive.
Example 2. Using dialogue makes your story infinitely more engaging. Repeat. Dialogue. Dialogue.
Next, atmosphere. The mood, feeling, or emotional environment of a moment or place.
Example 1. The gray sky and quiet streets created an eerie atmosphere.
Example 2. Good storytellers build atmosphere with sensory details, not just events. Repeat. Atmosphere. Atmosphere.
Next, sequence. The order of events. The progression of what happened when.
Example 1. The sequence was confusing because the story jumped around.
Example 2. Time markers help clarify sequence without sounding forced. Repeat. Sequence. Sequence.
Next, convey. To communicate or express something, to get a message across.
Example 1. Her tone conveyed sadness, even though she did not say the words.
Example 2. Good storytelling conveys emotion through pauses and emphasis, not just words. Repeat. Convey. Convey.
Next, coherent. Logical, connected, and clear. All parts fit together and make sense.
Example 1. The story was not coherent because it jumped between different time periods.
Example 2. A coherent narrative keeps the listener oriented. Repeat. Coherent. Coherent.
And our final word, authentic, genuine, real.
true to how things actually are.
Example 1. His storytelling felt authentic because of the real emotion.
Example 2. The most engaging stories sound authentic, like someone genuinely remembering and sharing. Repeat. Authentic. Authentic.
Your 8 words: vivid, recitation, dialogue, atmosphere, sequence, convey, coherent, authentic.
These words unlock the craft of storytelling. Use them, and you understand narrative at a deeper level.
And that is our episode: How to Tell Stories in English. A skill that looks simple, but is actually quite sophisticated.
Today's central idea: storytelling is not about perfect grammar. It is about rhythm, detail, authenticity, and knowing how to arrange events so they matter.
For anyone who has felt self-conscious telling a story in English, stop. You already know how to tell stories. You do it in your first language all the time.
This is just about bringing those skills into English. It will come.
Our comment question? Tell us about a moment from your day. Share it in the comments in English. We want to hear your stories.
We genuinely read every comment, and we would love to see how you tell stories.
Subscribe to the Real English Learning Podcast for intelligent, practical conversations.
Take care of your English and share your stories. This is Ryan.
And this is Maya. We will see you in the next podcast. Bye.